Hello, this is Allison Parks, and I am in TEL 531, Descriptive Linguistics and Advanced Grammar, at Asbury University with Dr. Marcia Hurlow. For this class, I chose the International Phonetic Alphabet as my research topic. In this presentation, I'm going to explore the history, how it has changed, who uses IPA, and the benefits of knowing it as ESL teachers. I was first introduced to the IPA in our first class, TEL 500, Introduction to Teaching English as a Second Language. Before this, I had no knowledge of the IPA or what it did. So, to begin this presentation, let's look at the history of the IPA. Before the IPA was first published, the International Phonetic Association was formed. Established in 1886, the association was made up of French and British language teachers. Paul Passy, a French linguist, led the group and was the first president of the association. Together, this group created the International Phonetic Alphabet. Although there were prior IPA charts, the first official one was published in 1888. The International Phonetic Alphabet was created to assist in the recording of the pronunciation of words more accurately. Each symbol in the phonetic alphabet has a certain sound quality that is clear to understand and consistent. Now let's look at how the IPA has changed. An IPA chart was actually developed before the association was formed. This chart was based on the Roman alphabet. Values that were attributed to a symbol could change depending on the language. This defeated the purpose of having a consistent IPA and led to the foundational changes that were later adopted. The International Phonetic Alphabet, published in 1888, made the symbols and pronunciations uniform across the languages. This made it much easier to understand pronunciations by having a uniform way of recording them. Since 1888, the IPA has undergone revisions. The latest International Phonetic Alphabet was published in 2005. What does the International Phonetic Alphabet look like? Well, on this slide, I have a snapshot of the consonant table for the International Phonetic Alphabet. This chart was from the 2005 revisions. Now let's look at who uses the IPA. Translators, singers, actors, speech-language pathologists, and language teachers all use the IPA. Singers and actors use the International Phonetic Alphabet as a reference tool. They can more accurately pronounce words using the IPA. If the word is pronounced differently depending on where you live, the IPA can assist the actors in a more precise depiction of the character. Word pronunciations differ throughout the United States. Several words in the English language are pronounced differently, yet are the same word. The Language Files uses the example of tomato and tomato from the Gershwin song, Let's Call the Whole Thing Off. The IPA allows for a more accurate record of how someone pronounces a word, and this benefits actors and singers. Speech-language pathologists and language teachers also use the IPA to both accurately record the student's pronunciation as well as precisely pronounce the word. I spoke with our speech-language pathologist at my school, and she uses the IPA when recording her students' pronunciations. This allows her to track their progress as well as identify things they need to work on. Although it is difficult to learn and time-consuming, knowing and understanding the IPA can benefit us as ESL teachers. First, understanding the IPA will allow us to determine how to accurately pronounce a word. We may pronounce it with our regional accent, but when teaching the word, it is important to use the correct pronunciation. Next, we can accurately record how the student pronounces the word. Oftentimes we try to commit things to memory, but this is not reliable. Using the IPA, we can have a written record of the student's pronunciation. From this, we can use it to develop lesson plans and implement strategies to aid the student in their learning process. In conclusion, the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, is a useful tool for accurately describing and recording pronunciations. Although it has undergone a few revisions, the IPA is largely unchanged from the original version. I know that it's cumbersome to learn, but knowing and understanding the IPA will benefit us as ESL teachers.